Okay, so for the opening, you wrote, "The personal narrative is extremely creative and engaging. She tells a story about a personal event where she's ill and has to go to the hospital. It provides a door to open up the topic because she goes on to talking about the ways medical technology has advanced. She uses the medicine that saved her life as an example." That was kind of my point. I basically made up this story to where I would be able to capture whoever's read it attention to be able to get what I was going for. For the thesis, you said that the thesis statement is kind of weak. There are two possible thesis statements within the paper. I think it should be ultimately, technology in the medical field has proven more beneficial to both the patient and hospital workers. The rest of the paper does show the great impact technology has on the medical field, such as online health charts that allow the patient to be more active in their recovery. It was weird how I was writing it because I couldn't figure out where to put the thesis statement in a personal narrative. So that was kind of my thinking process. So that's definitely something that I'll change. I just have to find where to actually put it. For the context, how well did the author put the topic into context? Does it make sense? Do you feel though you understand where this paper fits into the overall conversation? The author puts the topic into context very well. The articles discuss converting health charts to online charts. Technology is making cleaning and sanitation of equipment easier and allowing doctors to practice surgery through 3D printing. Reasons. What are at least 3 solid reasons to back up the thesis statement? Name them. Do they do the job? Give the author one other reason to support the thesis. And you said technology allows patients to become more involved with their recovery, and it's through online medical charts. It can allow patients to video chat their doctor when in need of information, and it can also allow patients from getting diseases while staying at the hospital through better sanitation. Another reason to support the use of technology in medical setting is because there is more likely chance that the information will be saved and not lost as paper files may be. A lot of my reasons that I added in my thesis statement are things that I've seen in the hospital through the nursing program, especially with Rita. It actually has machines that are allowed to it helps the doctor be able to listen to their heartbeat or stuff like that. Objections. How is a naysayer explained? One of the naysayers explains how technology can make it more difficult for some patients and their parents. Some tests can be run without consent, for example, sexual activity tests. A second naysayer discusses how technology can distract nurses, fails to send the nurse reminders, and gets in the way of the nurse's normal workflow. One more objection I can think of is patients are expected to be able to keep track of their own treatment, or should enable patients to do so. Some older patients are not tech savvy. That technology that replaces the information on paper may confuse some patients. I do agree with that, and I could definitely add in the response how that they aren't totally getting rid of paper, like paper notes or paper anything. They're just transitioning more to the technology part of it. So older patients could still do things that they've always been doing. Responses. How has the author responded to the naysayer? The author responds to the naysayer by writing about how the importance of how much a patient pays for treatment does not matter as much as the well-being and health of that patient. The author writes that it is important for the doctors and nurses to be completely invested in making their patients healthy again. I do always agree with that. You notice definitely while working in the medical field that unfortunately is not always the case.